So, here's my problem. Okay, I'm live. Okay. Hello and welcome. We've been working on getting YouTube to work. Get ready with me. Astarion. I'm literally editing this so hard. Welcome, Mary. We're navigating some interesting YouTube technical difficulties. I started doing my makeup and my internet cut out, and now I have to like restart everything. It's been glorious. Welcome. Do-do-do. Okay. Talking Baldur's Gate, Afterlife, Shadowbound. What else? See, what's great about the Get Ready With Me is this is chill. So I get to have all of the kinks out of the way for later tonight. I thought this through. The brain. When I'm bad to you, you know me. And YouTube doesn't particularly care about altered content. It is not altered content. It is not sponsored. Okay. Do tag D&D. Keyframe of frequency. Okay. Oh, okay. That was interesting. It did like a weird thing. Okay, well, that's going. Let's hope I can pull up. Okay. Well, that's going, so I'm no longer worried. About that as much. You're gonna hear my voice echo for a teensy bit. Maybe not. What? Okay, what is the audio that is like being fucking used? Okay, well, I can watch it here. That's fine. I can see the chat. Like, that's all that matters. Okay. Back to makeup. I, you know what? I may like, I'm gonna do my makeup and then I'll do the wig and then I may just like go grab a coffee and then like hop on early because I'll have to do my eye contacts. But okay, so I think I am gonna use a little bit of eyeshadow. I typically use like a pinkish red, like a maroonish. It would look like a bruise, except like I go under the eye more than over, which is fun. which I prefer. Also, I wonder if I could get anyone on um where are you posting the link to YouTube live? I need to post it in a couple places. But that is actually, I wonder where I can get that info. So let me see if I can pull it up on YouTube. Ooh, wait, actually, hold on. Are you only good to me when I'm bad to you? But are you only in the addiction? I'll post it on Discord and Afterlife real quick. And I'll post in social on FU. There's not really a good place for Shadowbound, but yeah. Then I can do Facebook. Um, why are you only good to me when I'm bad to you? Why you know me? Stop. Okay, we're working now, ish. Okay. Well, I think the audio is just gonna be quiet for me, which is weird. I feel like it shouldn't be that quiet, but I don't know how to fix that. So this is what's interesting too about like content creation is like you really don't know what you're doing until you start doing it. So like there is literally like nothing that is like no amount of preparation until you actually do the thing will actually get you to do it. I would like a smaller. Oh, this is a big brush. Mm, I could do something soft, maybe on the regular lid. So right now I'm just kind of like doing something very, very like soft, not that different from my skin tone, because my goal is not to like over blow the eye or over darken the eye. Especially because I have pretty deep set eyes. So I'm gonna do that. Because I'm doing a vampire character. Um, you know what? For fun, I'll do like one eye, so you can see what that is. I use like a maroon. You literally can't see. I'm not like advertising this. I typically use this one, and I sometimes will use a little bit of this one if I want it to feel like, especially for stage, I'll use the shimmer. Um, if I want it to feel kind of like K-pop ish, actually, that's kind of the color I like to use for that. So I'm gonna start at the corner, um, and then Work under. Don't work over. And yes, I realize I have a little leftover liner from yesterday. It's fine. I just don't give a shit. It's gonna get covered and it's gonna be almost non-existent, anyways. So, not worried about it. I'm literally just buffing this out. Like this is so. The thing that's great about cosplaying Astarion, is that Astarion has like again, this is a character that is not canonically like super heavy makeup. Um, at least in the adventuring sense. I don't have to put a ton of time towards my facial effort. Like I can be very very soft. I can be very very gentle. Like really, what I'm doing is I'm more than anything. I'm just trying to create like a little dimension, and also uh like make myself look slightly ill. Um, have you seen? I one of those some of those looks I really like are like the reverse eyeshadow. They don't do like a full like cut crease or anything, but I really like when people put more eyeshadow on the bottom. I've noticed like just a thin layer. This is not the greatest brush for that specifically, but I always think it's like really cool. I think it looks really pretty and really fun. Let's see here. You can start to see some of the color coming through. It's very very faint. It's very much on purpose. I'm picking up like almost no product when I spread this. However, I do want to do a little bit darker. I'm gonna do a little bit more over here. So you can see it. Yeah, definitely getting that like dead vampire eye. Very, very, very like here's my dark circles. um I wish I could like I you can see it. It looks kind of bruised. I've noticed that um if you, once you start adding eyeliner, it brings enough definition that it doesn't look so bruised. Um if it does, I actually I can fix that with like a combination of like primer. Okay, hold on. TikTok is making me do a puzzle thing. Okay. So I'm putting a little bit of this red in, and then I'm gonna bring in like a gentler color. What was that color that I used? This one. Really, it's just kind of a dark tan. It's not even that dark, but using that to just kind of make it look really close to skin tone. It does kind of yellow it out a little bit. You can see that. This side has been blended out, so it's not as noticeable yet, or it's not noticeable anymore. But yeah, it's just blending, blending in time. Have you guys been seeing? I've been like really enjoying watching people do like arcane makeup. I've been thinking about since I have like long brown hair, I've been thinking about doing Victor. The thing is that first of all, there are other Victor cosplayers that are so far along that journey. Like they've done like the custom dye, bodysuit, uh, like metal. They've gotten like cool metal filigree bullshit. Um, and I say that with all the love in the world, right? I don't say that as like it's bullshit. I'm saying that they're good. I might have missed this, but what brushes do you use? So this is I use a combination. I really like elf brushes, and I really like Morphe. Morphe has that crease fluffy brush. I really like those. I do almost exclusively use fluffy brushes. Because I try to go for like softer eyes stuff. I do have like a concealer brush that I will use if I'm doing like a halo eye. I'll use a concealer brush. I think I have one from. I think I literally got it in like oh, I do have an elf. I have an elf concealer brush, and I've gotten a couple of packs from like literally Marshalls or Ross. Here's the deal. Like, makeup doesn't have to be expensive. Like, is it nice to have the expensive stuff, to like really have like a nice product? Sure. But there are dupes and there are cheats that help you kind of like get around spending a shit ton on your makeup. Um I really like Elf for brushes. I think Elf also has I like Elf setting powder. I know a lot of people go like crazy over Elf's primer, which is cool. I personally don't think I've tried it. Um but I know a lot of people love it. There's also um Morphe eyeshadow in general tends to have a pretty decent level. Um Honestly, eyeshadow is more about your primer, and I think, than the eyeshadow itself. Like, so I'm not using an eyeshadow primer today because this character doesn't have like really bold like eyes. Um, but I would check that out. Elf and Morphe too. I have those other Earth ones from Marshall. Yeah. Honestly, Marshalls is kind of a steal sometimes. Like if you go, I got a pencil liner from them once that I had very low expectations of. And I got it, and I'm like still fucking using it. Like, am I looking dead? Am I looking vampiric? Um you know what this reminds me of? This makes me think of like the Skyrim vampires. It makes me think of the Skyrim vampires. Which I think is fucking funny. Cuz also like uh Skyrim does some weird stuff with their vampires. I don't like that they make them all evil. I've definitely installed mods that make it not that. Yeah. I love Skyrim. Skyrim. Well, okay. I like Skyrim with mods. I get a little bored. I get a little bored with the vanilla play, but like I've installed Sacrosanct, Vampire Masquerade. Wow, that is really Looking Dead. This would not be like a normal glam look at all. Oh god, and it's even worse in real life. I've been looking at the it's okay. I can it's okay. I can actually work with this cuz Astarion kind of has dead-ish under eyes anyways. I just kind of overdid it, so that's easy. I can use a little concealer and just kind of like tap it up. So I'm not too worried about it. But I'm literally just taking my time cuz I'm chilling. I'm chilling with you all. Oh, hey Emily, good to see you. I've been chatting in here with Mew, who is in my D&D podcast Patreon world. So I think I'm gonna touch this up. Welcome. I'm like deadening my eyes right now. That is the mood. And I deadened them a little bit too much, so now I'm like softening them up. It's getting better. I think I'm just gonna do the eyeliner, and because honestly, eyeliner really does change everything. Um, Normally, I like to do my eyes before I do my foundation, but because this is like the um the eyeliner is like do 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 do. Hey, love that. You know what? That wasn't the vision, but I love being an encouraging I love being an encouraging force in people's lives. So I live. Hey. Okay, so I'm gonna do my best to do this liner and still let you see. This is gonna be interesting. But number two, welcome back. Okay. Um. So speaking, so Elfin Morphe, I also really like NYX. NYX Epic Wear Liner, I think is the best for anyone who is not looking for expensive liner. Like I think their Epic Wear liquid brush is so good. I absolutely love it. And again, this is Astarion. Astarion doesn't have a ton of makeup. So I'm going for a very like small wing. Especially like it's maybe a little bit it might be a bigger sorry. It might look bigger in real life, however, um wings are one of those things that like honestly I think just about every character on camera needs some kind of wing like for like a TikTok thing or anything. Like you just lose so much. And I say this because as somebody who has not been doing makeup for my casual TikToks recently, but um I used to wear like a wing every single fucking day of my life. Um, but I was actually at Olive Garden when I was a server at Olive Garden. Um, I would do my makeup every single day. And I would do wild looks. Strange thing about Olive Garden, are they authentic? Absolutely not. But they actually have the best protections for LGBTQ plus members of any restaurant out there, which is wild. Or at least it was when I worked there. So Olive Garden, not a bad restaurant to support, ethically. You are absolutely overpaying for shit, but okay. So really, really gentle liner, nice and subtle little wing. Um, let me look up here at this camera. And now I'm gonna do my under eye. Now I think this is gonna be the thing that decides what I do next. Because this will show me how much I fucked up, but we'll see. Honestly, I've been thinking about like Astarion, but like with a grunge aesthetic. I think that could be fun. And I can't wait until Volume 2 comes out because then I can start cosplaying um the new design. the new character design, which is super exciting. I've already got some of my clothes. I have to make some of it. Um, Super pumped about that. I need to. I was about to say it looks like it's just me right now, but also if any, I don't think this is revealing too much. I have to make a leather jacket or significantly alter a leather jacket, which is really fun. Okay, so that actually with the liner, that's not too bad. You guys kind of get shitty lighting. Um, ha! Look at. Okay, I am so fucking smart. Look at that. I'm using my mirror not just for my makeup, but also to give you guys an illuminated face because right now my like beam is like shining down on me. I'm so smart. Okay, don't mind me being a ditz for a moment. This pen is a little bit dry. I kind of want a tight line too. At least on the outer. For this eye especially, it's hard to like get in the right places. What's funny is I'm caring a lot about this when like honestly, you're not gonna see it on camera. Like I'm the only one who's gonna know. But overcommitment to excellence, shall we say? It's part of the immersion illusion. Okay, got that. I normally don't worry about mascara, but I think I will today, just because I think it does help the eyes. Um, it's just looking powdery. I've noticed they're looking a little they're looking a little brown from the eyeshadow we used earlier, like really neutral. So also, I say that Astarion definitely doesn't have like necessarily a full face of makeup, but you cannot tell me that boy does not put on black mascara every single fucking day because he has white hair, he has white eyebrows, but his lashes, they're dark. I am just saying. He is wearing liner or mascara, which I live for. Oh shit. It's okay. Mascara dries and then it flakes. I really should like do my left side before my right. That's something I'm really bad about, like remembering to do, because like you want to do your bad side first or whatever, especially when it comes to wings. But this has been fine. I'm not too worried about it. All right. I look sufficiently softly dead. Brilliant. I think I'm gonna do. I'm at the point where I think a little contour is needed. I use a cream. This is the NYX stick. Although I am running really low. Um, One thing that I do like about it is it blends really nicely. Like that's what's nice about cream, right? Is that it blends really nicely. Um, I am trying to snatch aspects of my face with this because I'm blessed in that I have pretty sharp cheekbones default. Um, but I always like to draw them out for this character because Astarion also has really great cheekbones. My jaw is not as strong as his, but I will show you what I do to make up for that with makeup um, here shortly. And I am going to use this because I don't trust TikTok to show me if my contour is good. um, I'm going to walk this up the side, giving slight um, definition to the outside. And then it's just blending. Um, yeah, and it's not like, we're not going hard with the contour. Like if I was on stage, some of you have seen my photos. If those photos look over makeup, it's because I'm typically when I play Astarion, I'm actually doing it for like a full on stage. Which is like not, that's not actually what I'm doing this time, which is weird. So I'm going a lot softer than I normally would. Still adding a little flavor, if you will, but I'm not as worried about sharpening every single fucking feature on my face. I will probably go in with a little bit of we need a little bit of moisturizer. The top of my head is creasing a little bit. I don't know if it's showing up on. It's probably not showing up on YouTube. I don't know if it's showing up on TikTok as well, but I just need to relax my forehead for a little bit, and I think like controversial, but I'm actually gonna add because um my fuck, what is it called? My concealer. Sorry, my concealer is really old. So I'm actually adding a little bit of moisturizer to it, um, to give it a little bit more moldability and get around easier. Um, Especially since I'm noticing creasing on my forehead because I am a very expressive person with my face. And I don't have like a Botox, so that's good. I'm just gonna have slight forehead wrinkles, but a little moisturizer to soften that up. Put a little underneath here too. Okay. So sorry. I have allergies. Allergies are being painful today. I'm gonna set the highlight with elf powder, and then I'm actually gonna set the I'm gonna set the shadow with bronzer, which helps deepen it. Hey, Savannah, welcome. Good to see you. Savannah, I believe in the chat I have Savannah and Mew is I believe still hanging out. Savannah, meet meet Savannah. You both are lovely individuals. Where is my blush? And then I'm not finding my bronzer this easily, which is it's not the end of the world, just mildly frustrating. There it is. Underneath every single eyeshadow palette, which I have far too many of, by the way. Um, it's 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 a problem. When I first started getting into makeup, I thought I needed every single eyeshadow palette, and so I've spent I will have eyeshadow palettes for the rest of my life. No, I use foundation. I have Maybelline on right now. I don't go for full coverage. I tend to go for a medium coverage. Um, but I have a Maybelline's foundation on right now. So, I've already kind of done a little bit of highlight, a little bit of contour. It's pretty, chill. Oh, I have one viewer. I wonder if it's Osman on sorry, YouTube. Okay. So, I'm going to grab this. Um I don't subscribe to the idea of like doing heavy baking. This also will probably soften up that dark line now that I think about it. But I do like the precision. I've been enjoying the precision of applying powder with the sponge. Uh, but at least I don't feel like this is baking. Baking to me feels like it's a lot harsher, and it's like taking it on. And that's I don't like doing that. It's like it's bad for your skin. It's also I'm pretty sure like it was like a makeup thing like a couple of years ago. It was like a big thing. I didn't start getting into makeup until I guess 4 years ago, really. So I'm still kind of like new, but um I do have to use a fairly sufficient amount of powder because shit I raised my head. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I'm a really sweaty person, so I have to use a sufficient amount of powder to just get me through. Um, I think I'm gonna put the blush on top of things because it blush the blush I have is a powder, and it also like it's not crazy. How else do I word that? It's not like the craziest thing to apply. I typically do. I think I like honestly low key kind of set my face, and this might be wrong, but I think I low key set my face um after after why can my brain not? I was telling this to you earlier. I am exhausted, and so like my brain is like not fully functioning right now, and I'm like I will after I get ready, I'm definitely gonna be getting um some coffee, which is sad because I already had a bunch of coffee. Oh hi! Welcome. Glad you're here. by the way, I'm looking at a chat in TikTok and on YouTube right now. So if it feels like I'm responding to things that aren't there, that's why. Yeah. I if I were man, so I'm really excited because I haven't done body like body paint type cosplays yet. Which is one of the reasons I'm actually really excited about Stolas. Because even though it's just the face, um, like it actually is kind of a nice. It feels like a nice way to kind of like venture into doing a more like fully transformative, like fully transformative cosplay. So I'm really excited that like I got my clown white in the other day. And we'll definitely be working on uh okay, why is this person calling me? I have no clue who they are. But um I'm really excited to be doing that more. Yeah, I guess the clown white would work for Angel Dust too. I've thought about doing Angel Dust. I think at the end of the day, um Stolas is more fun for me personally. I love Angel Dust. And I probably will do Angel Dust at some point. Maybe I'll have an Angel Dust cosplay by the time Has Been Hotel season 2 comes out. Um, maybe that. Does anybody know when that is? By the way, is that announced? Ooh, that's cool. Do you say that you're gonna have to like Arlecchino? And what's it from? Because I like it sounds cool, but I'm not gonna lie, it's not coming to my brain immediately. Tell me, tell me, do TikTok people know what the YouTube people are talking about? Arlecchino. Hey, Finny. Yeah, it's that's all right, Finny. No worries. Finny's up on YouTube, Mew. I was about to say, with the rate that this is going, we probably will end. This will probably be over before 3. But your chillness made me fall asleep. Yeah, this is. I mean, this is not the high energy post of the day. I'm like, I'm fully like accepting that. This is just like honestly, this is like just honestly, this is me trying to use the uh um trying to use TikTok, in what seems like the right way before it goes. Um Also, it is wild the video difference on TikTok versus YouTube. YouTube is not catching like any of this contour, like none of it. It's kind of hilarious to look at the videos side by side. I will say it's not a lot of contour. Like if I like really like look at where my face is, it's soft, but I think that's preferred. I like softer makeup. I am not a big fan of like super harsh makeup. Um I like full glam, but I'm not like yeah, I just I don't think it's for moi the really harsh. That's one of the reasons I think like I got critiqued a lot for my makeup and drag is like I didn't want to go harsher. Um but I literally did my makeup to look to look feminine. I didn't do my makeup to look hyper feminine. I did my makeup to look feminine. And that's what I prefer. And now actually it's even more it's even more unclear because now I kind of go androgynous. Yeah, I don't want to do a ton of blush, but I think a little bit is fine. What I've learned about blush is that blush is I even with for a vampire character, blush helps soften the edges between the contour and the highlight. So ooh, I probably should do my nose a little bit. I don't want to worry about doing my nose too much though, because it feels very artificial. But I probably do need to do just like a little bit dark down here. I just realized I haven't done my ears yet. That's fine. Ears can come on later. Okay, so I've got blush. What did I just say I was gonna do? Woman suit from Genshin Impact. She is a cold antagonist caretaker of an orphanage. Ooh, that sounds like a dope ass character. That sounds really cool, actually. Do any of the TikTokers? So I don't. By the way, I only have 4 people on this right now. But do any of the TikTokers play Genshin? Welcome. Just doing a little makeup. Okay, let's see if this is. Can this be taken off? For those of you who weren't here, when I put my mascara on, I jabbed the inner corner of my left eye with it. So I'm now like trying to fix that. Mew. So okay, so Mew played Genshin until one character they did a character design wise apparently. Color theory on art: pinkish can be used to make the skin more squishy and textured. Oh, okay. Huh. That's fun. I know a tiny bit of color theory, but not a lot. So it's actually I love learning about that shit. Anything that's kind of like aesthetics based, I love learning about. So always feel free to share your knowledge. I actually really enjoy it. Fun fact type stuff is really fun for me. Okay, so that looks pretty even. It's soft, and in reality, it's even. It honestly, like TikTok, kind of captures it a little bit more than it even really exists in real life, which is interesting. I am realizing that I do need to put just a little bit on the jawline. So when I was talking about Astarion's jawline earlier, Astarion has a really sharp um jawline that's very pronounced, and so I have an okay jawline. Like mine is kind of sharp, but it's not wide, and so this is one of the ways that I try to bring it out a little bit is just like give it a little brightness. I um I use like the palest elf concealer um because it was at the time I was told um by drag queens to get like clown white and then just basically mix clown white with whatever foundation I use since I have like a pale complexion. That's an easy way, and like clown white has been used by drag queens for highlight for forever. But uh, I just got the palest elf concealer because it was cheap, and that's what I use. I also have learned I'm not a big fan of. I also learned I'm not a big fan of uh, lips. I don't like putting lipstick on. It's one of the weird things. Like unless I'm going for a very specific look, like sometimes if I'm going like really really fucking goth, I will put on like a black lipstick if I'm doing like a glitter smoky eye black lip. I might do something like that. But I've tried a couple different lip things, and now I actually have quite a few nice lip products that I just don't use because I've learned, oh, I don't like how I look in lipstick. Unless it's like a natural coat, and I will sometimes use a nude color. Um, but I don't. I've learned unless I'm really really trying to go full femme, I don't like to use um a ton of lip, which is just an interesting thing. I realized that shimmery highlighter is definitely more of a glam thing than like a character thing, but it's so little and it's just fun for me. Okay. Ah, that's what I forgot. I was like, what am I forgetting? Forgot to contour my nose. I've also learned I don't like slim my nose down really so much as I just try to give it shape. Um, everybody like that was like the it feels like that's still a thing. Is like people trying to like slim down their nose. I'm like, nah, I don't need to. I'm just trying to create a little bit of shape or like show what shape is already there. Also, underrated tool in makeup is the finger. The finger is brilliant. Like, okay, okay. I saw Alex trick for shadowing in reverse. So dark environment and lighted character. They freaked out when they got that. Okay. I don't like lipstick, but I adore that Shigo type of lipstick style with the only upper lip in the dark for me. Yes. Okay. Actually, yeah. Interesting lip stuff is really fun. I don't know that I personally. I would it would I if I were doing it, it would be like if I were doing like a Kim Possible look, honest, like that's when I would use that. Cuz that could be fun. Also, I'm realizing you guys can't tell, but I'm realizing how much scruff I had on my face before I started like putting makeup on, which is honestly like I think it's just hilarious. Um cuz I did not realize it was like um this intense. Uh so I'm kind of glad that the camera doesn't show that. It is a perk. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing where I set the cream contour with bronzer because the goal is still to like differentiate, even though I don't need to like do crazy things. Yeah, that does look a lot more human. Crazy, right? Imagine definition in the face looking more real. Isn't that crazy how makeup works? Sometimes makeup makes your face look more real. Like we have entered into a culture so much that makeup is actually you can use it to like make you look more grounded, I guess, in the world. I don't know. What a world we live in. Hi, I put paints on my face to make me look more grounded. Hey, I love that. Sewing trousers. Finger lesbian approved. My I have Afterlife and Shadowbound that I have been on now for a while. But before that, I had House Rolls, which is its own YouTube channel, and we're on a hiatus, although that will be ending very very soon, which I'm super excited about. But uh, House Rolls, one of my really good friends, Lyndon, like just constantly makes jokes about like the short fingernails. Lyndon is fantastic. I love everyone on that cast. Everyone that's ever played with us has been lovely. Um, just good human beings. So it's been really fun. It's one of those things where like I wish I knew then what I knew now. Because it's just it's an unedited live play, and the fact is that like that's not necessarily um competitive anymore. Like the shows that are doing well are edited and like have organized soundtracks and everything. And so I'm trying to find like um best way to do that because it's a lot of work. It's I mean it's a good like 10-15 hours a week. If men would learn, we could shapeshift. They're going to tell the church. That is I man. Uh and that started on TikTok. We don't have any more of those guys. So sad. Well, okay. Here's what I think is happening with the TikTok ban. Okay. Um so I do think like I do think it is a blatant attempt to get liberals to side with Trump. Um, I think the Congress and the Supreme Court, the right wing powers that are in those, want to paint Trump as a hero, and get more people on his side, people that he is alienated, people that he has, um, people that he is straight up um, kind of ridiculed and hated on. So my 2 cents, and I'm not a political scientist, I'm not a political scientist, but I do think that in corrupt governments, they create problems that are not really there. They create problems for them to solve. And I think we have entered into an era where that is kind of what America is doing. Um, which really sucks. Instead of putting energy towards actually fixing the problems, instead of actually addressing the problems that are in society, uh, they want to um, keep things peaceable and not actually make a difference. So whatever. Whatever. Oh yeah, I don't think TikTok. I don't think TikTok is going. I think so. Here's what can happen. I think TikTok is going to get banned for a few days, and I think within a few days, it's gonna like everybody's gonna roll back, and it's gonna be this big thing where they're like, "Oh, we made a mistake. We didn't understand that it was going to be this detrimental to the American economy." I think that's what's gonna happen. I agree. I agree with you, Mew. I don't think it's going anywhere. Um, I think it's gonna stick around. That being said, in case that is wrong, hope for the best. But prepare for the worst, which is why I'm doing my concert tonight. I want to take advantage of the fact that like I have TikTok still, um, and TikTok is the platform that I know my material has gotten out on. Especially with somebody who's been like figuring out how to navigate all of this. Um, okay, yeah, exactly. TikTok. I mean, TikTok having such a good algorithm. Um, the thing about TikTok is that it is TikTok actively pushes the here and now. Instagram actually artificially slows your content spreading, which is kind of sleazy. Um, it's one of the reasons I don't like it's one of the reasons I will not be prioritizing Instagram. Even though I've had a minuscule amount of success on Instagram. And I will post on there, but my priority is going to be on YouTube. I'm just figuring out the best way to approach this stuff because I also um not only am I doing like YouTube Shorts, my plan is to do some long form content on YouTube, whether it's about cosplay or tabletop RPGs, or entertainment in general. Um, I'm figuring out that vision. So, uh, yeah, that's kind of messing around with all of that. But at the end of the day, I don't think the TikTok ban is going to stick around. I'm preparing for as though it won't, and I think we should be preparing for. Um, we should. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Um, I think uh, we should be preparing for TikTok to be banned. I think we should be ahead of the game. I think we should be as proactive as we can be about it. Um, but uh, at the end of the day, I'm not. Yeah, I don't think it's going to continue to be ruled as constitutional. So I agree with you, Mew. That was really long winded, but yeah, Cage. Yeah, so many small businesses. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot. There's a lot of entertainers. There's a lot of business owners. There's a lot of influencers on TikTok, and that's where they're getting like significant amount of their paycheck. Um, so yeah, it's unfortunate. Regulate the internet. Oh, pardon me. I actually don't. Uh, I'm hoping it won't. That would be the ideal circumstance, but it would be positively irrational and it would be irrational and it would be idiotic for the government, in my opinion. Again, I'm not a political scientist. It would be bad. And I think they would. I feel like they would see the effects it has on our economy, which would be extremely poor. Um, we've been kind of like honestly, the economy has been kind of okay, like and pretty good the past couple of years. Um, like we've been making progress, but I don't know. It's a whole thing they were gonna make the internet Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think that. I mean, that's straight up like a violation of free speech. The only reason TikTok, I think, is like the only reason I think TikTok might not be counted as like a free speech thing specifically is because technically it is a method of free speech rather than like the actual embodiment of free. I mean, internet is like internet is like that is the majority of people are spending their time on the internet. It is the majority. Um, uh, it is the majority. The internet is as a whole is like the majority of everything. So net neutrality laws. All right, my makeup has been sitting. Um, Elf Magic Mist and Set. I'm not sponsored. I guess I'm telling you what I use. I actually don't like that as a setting spray alone. I tend to put a shit ton of powder over top of it because I sweat like a motherfucker. And most of the time when I put on this kind of makeup, I'm going on stage. Today I might not worry about it because I'm gonna be sitting in this for a while. Um, so I may just see how it behaves without that. So I'll just let it do that thing. But network neutrality is principle that all internet traffic should be treated equally. Benny, oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, Medicare here, yeah, yeah. Don't even get me started. Don't even get me started on Medicare. Ah! Um, yeah. Don't even get me started on the Medicare situation. That's just it makes me angry. Every other civilized country in the world, every other country that is, you know, around our level or above it, um, in education, in sciences, in nuclear energy, like every other country, um, has like has the Medicare or has universal health care. So yeah, it's I don't get it. Well, actually no, we do know why. It's because the rich are literally funding politicians. Um, it's because we literally know that politicians are being paid off in droves by these rich fucking billionaires, who are motivating the government to um function in a way that best suits them. Oh look, I found my wing cap. Um, I'm not gonna lie. Gonna be on Medicare Karen for that. Yeah. Um. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, it's why it's kind of interesting because like it also is wild that the argument against TikTok is about information theft or like the utilization of information against Americans. Because like literally, Meta, and I'm sure all of you have heard this, but like there are so many apps that are not going to be outlawed that use significantly more information than TikTok uses. Like, and TikTok information is owned by a company in the United States. Like, US citizen info is not owned by like ByteDance. It is owned by a subsidiary of ByteDance that is in Texas. So like, yeah. Yeah, I it's so funny you talk about Germany. I've actually a couple years ago I had a dance mentor um who I was like, "Yeah, I want to do my nerdy stuff. I want to do my dance, but I want to do my singing, but I want to make it all like cosplay-ish. Like I want to do weird, like kind of the weird niche pop culture stuff." and she was like, "You need to go to Germany." Um, she was like Germany would be a great place. They're doing weird shit over there, like, and it's amazing weird shit. You should go to Germany. The artists over there are insane in the best way. Also, I'm like, or while we're chatting here, I'm like organizing my makeup thing because I have it's too much. I have too much makeup. And a lot of it actually needs to be stuck. A lot of it I need to get rid of, and I need to clean my brushes. I know that's bad. I don't clean my brushes enough. Honestly, I wouldn't mind spending like $5 on a new set of brushes. Literally, the cheap ass brushes where the hairs sometimes fall out. Hey, they function. I can wipe that hair off. Yeah, I'm so shocked. Oligarchy now officially. I'm so shocked that all Wait, would you re-say that for me again? For those of you that aren't TikTok, I think it's just Mew who's like logged in. So Mew, you're also on here. But yeah, I don't know. It's a hot mess, is what it is. I don't know that you had to clean them to like ah. I so here's the thing that I will say that's nice about getting into like drag or makeup or any of that stuff later in life is like a lot of the basics were not taught to you by like a lot of the basics you learned on YouTube rather than from like your mom or your dad. And so like your mom or dad who like have created their own shortcuts that work for them, you're not like doing as well. It's like, "Oh no, this is like oh, I'm supposed to clean my brushes like once every 2 weeks or whatever it is." I definitely don't do that. I'm not sure I should tell you how often I clean my brushes. Okay. I'm also not gonna worry about putting on my fangs until later. Because like once those fangs go on, I can't drink anything. I can't like once the fangs go on, I can't drink anything. I can't eat it. Although I have eaten and drank stuff in the fangs just to test it out. It was weird. Yeah, that's fair. I think that I don't. I think actually a pretty reasonable amount, honestly. Well, not a professional makeup artist, so my advice is null and void. But I think I clean them. I literally think like once or twice a year. I probably need to clean them a fair bit more than that. I probably need to just straight up throw my um. I probably need to just straight up throw my makeup sponges away because makeup sponges are not expensive. Like beauty blenders are not expensive. I also have been thinking about like like maybe getting away from using beauty blenders and using like my fingers because like honestly, you can do a lot with your fingers. It sucks on like massive areas. Or like using brushes more consistently could be. I don't know. I'm playing with some ideas. I've got I've got my basics for Astarion going. Um, I do have like these. It's funny. I actually bought these fangs a while ago. They're so much bigger than uh the fangs I normally get. I have like my normal fangs that I'll wear, but these are fucking huge. These are massive. I really like Scarecrow. Um, if you're looking for a company that does fangs, they are like $20 a pop. But they're a nice quality. And they look real. Um, they actually are. The thing that's cool about Scarecrow fangs is that they actually color the plastic to look more like an actual like real tooth. Um, so like the coloring is a little bit, it's slightly yellow. It's not like washed out white. Like you can get cheap fangs, which are fun if you care about that. For me, who like really tries to do a bunch of immersive costumes, um, the fact that I can put my fangs on and people can't necessarily tell if they're real or not is that's what I'm going for. Um, Same thing with my ears, which I realize I still need to do. I look like a lumberjack lesbian. More dust than makeup on my brushes. You know what? Slay. Slay. Um, Speaking of lesbian, I was telling this to Mew earlier, but my character's design for Volume 2 of Afterlife, I was told by another cast member, uh, the design is giving um, butch lesbian, and I'm here for it. So I'm very excited about Volume 2. Um I'm actually working on a tree. So those of you who know Afterlife know that there is a kind of a third party tree that is associated with the infinite powers for the strangers in Volume 1. Um which also worked which was the same for Apollo slash Shirok, right? And so that is getting us there's more being developed mechanically around that function, that's really fun for like story reasons, so I'm very very excited, um very very excited about that. Yeah, they are also pretty cheap in Germany. Was this about the fangs? Okay. Okay. How off are these? Wow, they're actually a little paler. I guess that makes sense. um It might be the powder though. That might be more the powder than the actual makeup. Because these, I recently repainted these, but I used a lot. I used more oil in the painting solution that I was using, so they're a little bit different colored than I would like. However, for camera, I think they will be fine. It's funny because I actually like so I asked my mom for stuff to for Halloween or for Christmas. I asked for a few like smaller things, but I literally asked for a set of like cosplay horns to cosplay fucking to cosplay Apollo slash Shirok. And my mom was like telling my brothers, "Yeah, I don't know. My oldest son, I'm getting them devil horns apparently." It was just funny. I love my mom. I love my brothers. Oh, actually, and I don't know if you guys know, my brother is actually kind of viral on TikTok, which is kind of cool, which also sucks. But like he is only done. Um, and he's really focused on TikTok. Um, so hopefully, uh, again, preparing for the worst. Um, he'll find some like success on other platforms as well, and I think he will. My brother's fucking funny. Uh, Jordan is absolutely one of the funniest people I know. This is really not wanting to agree with me today. Okay. Hello and welcome. Thank you, thank you. I guess here's the other thing too. My ear is a little bit paler than my face in general, because it's covered up by my now really really long hair, which is like this is the first time I've ever had long hair. I do think I need to go in with a little bit of red though. Like this is not the color of my ear, which is weird because I typically overdo the red. I'm not gonna lie, like putting makeup on the ears while they're on my like body um is not the easiest thing, but yeah, we'll figure it out. I suppose I could take the time to actually like blend them in since we're just kind of hanging out. Jump scare hearing my for TikTok viewers, there is also a YouTube where people are chatting as well. Which actually low key, I think I'm enjoying. Oh, I forgot that's like your real your oh, sorry. I mean, I didn't out you, just so you know. I didn't out your name, you. You did that. um okay. Ugh. Okay, it is time to get Q-tips and liquid latex. Ugh. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'll see if I can cuz I'll probably upload this as maybe like a of a time lapse on YouTube. Um so I can always like try to remove the playback of the comments if you care. So now we get to wait a shit ton of time. That's how this works. Um I put a pretty generous layer of latex here. Um and then I just kind of work it in as I go. I wonder if I have any tissue paper. Let me be right back. So when I want to actually um like blend these in, I'm taking like a little piece of toilet paper or tissue, and I actually like literally pull this apart. like one ply. If you have one ply tissue, that's actually it's easier. Um, but you want to keep it as flat as possible. Try to remove any weird edges. So how can I get it to be seen by TikTok and YouTube? We'll see. So I'm taking off this edge. Um, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to arrange it in such a way that it covers the seam of the ear. So you can kind of see what I did there. You can kind of see the imprint of the ear or of the tab, but and then I let it dry. I let that dry, and then I go back in. So this is like definitely um gonna take a little bit of time. So we'll be here for a bit. Um, for those of you that are Afterlife people, which I think is that I do think it is like the majority of you now. Are you guys? I was about to say, how many of you are caught up uh now? Because I know some of you are catching up. Fully caught up. No one. Sorry, that was probably really loud. I apologize, YouTube. I apologize, TikTok. Um, I was about to say, is it because of Shirok's kind of alternate creepy form? Okay, solid. Okay, so we can. I was about to say, I think there are three. Yeah, there's three concurrent viewers. So on YouTube at least, um, it's all Afterlife people. So wouldn't it be funny if I like uh I can always put spoiler warning. I can always put spoiler warning on a fucking YouTube video. I don't have to be like super concerned about it. I'm I'm very excited. The next episode is the fucking finale. I think it might be two episodes. However, I know next up if I'm correct in my memory, and again, we're not super far ahead of you guys as far as like recording versus what's being released. Brennan is working like a motherfucker to get everything edited, which I just have the utmost of respect for. But uh, I love this next episode very selfishly. Um, uh, and the after party that comes along with it will explain a lot of that. So very exciting. So much a fever dream. I still can't really catch all that. Okay, so actually, yeah, let me explain some things. So basically, uh, Victor, yeah, yeah, Victor is the child, or sorry, Eddie slash Death. Pardon me. Eddie slash Death is the child of Victor, and um, Victor and Eddie have something of a past, have something of a history that involved Eddie's family dying at Victor's hand. Victor was working to kill the Omens of Oblivion, which were kind of like the demigods of Afterlife, and um and eventually, and basically, death has been, the whole thing that death has been saying has been, um strangers, help, strangers, help me, like, help me continue to exist and be part of, like, the cycle of life. Basically, it was under false pretenses, and uh under false pretenses, and so it is, it's I know it's convoluted, so it's catching me up even, but who, um death got them to help him basically get rid of uh some of the omens, but also got rid of them on his own, or manipulated Victor into doing so. Or not manipulate, sorry. Victor was killing omens, and Death Loki wanted that, but wasn't behind, you know, that whole thing. Anywho, uh Death and all of the strangers' parents, excluding Shirok, because excluding Shirok, um, all of the parents were variants of each other. Like across the universes, Death, Ophelia's dad, uh, Fenn's dad, like all of them, they're variants of each other. And so Death basically went through the infinite, round of variant universes, and found his, um, basically prime subjects in the strangers. The strangers are the prime subjects, and this includes Suya, this includes Ariana, and uh, basically, Death was trying to get, was collecting his own variants and sending their and manifesting them into the crystals that are the the colored crystals, that each of the strangers has. So like Fen has two, I think, on his neck, I believe. Ariana maybe had one in on her head, and then Ophelia had one, I want to say, on her hand. Anywho, so the parents' bodies turn into like the actual crystallized form of that. Yes, yes, and Hope is, also a variant, and so like, Brennan actually did a really good job of foreshadowing that, because Hope was similar to Finn in like the colors of the infinite powers that they had, but they were the only people. Hope was the only person that showed infinite powers, um, in that way. So um, Brennan's been sitting on the shit for a while, but so yeah, it's a lot. Um, Even now trying to explain it, I'm having trouble explaining it. Like if I'm being honest, because it is a very, it's a very complex storyline. Um, that like also part of it too is like it weird coming in, like you when you experience a storyline, it's different from like hearing it. But yes. Okay, sorry. I was yabbering. So, Cage. I think it was Cage. I'm not. Brennan says something like episode one episode then season two. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, that sounds right. I think it was how it was said when Apollo called the stranger. Well, Paige, I may need you to message me in Discord what you mean because I'm not sure I'm catching on. But also, yeah. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Okay, so um you'll get this on Monday. That was Shirok trying to like appeal to um Eddie. Cuz we're beginning to see Shirok. And I don't want to say too much cuz you'll get this you'll get this by watching, you'll get this over time. Um fair. Uh you'll get this over time. Um anyways, and you'll get this in the after parties if you watch those or listen to them. But um, Shirok was trying to appeal to Death's like objectification of people. Um, Shirok doesn't actually like think they're Shirok doesn't actually think they're his pets. Um, it was an effort to try to keep them together in a way that he thought would appeal to um Death, because Death does see them as pets for Death, for Eddie. Or at least that's been my interpretation of it. That's so interesting. I mean, like, um, I guess it makes sense because it's kind of like, you're seeing a new side of the character, a character that has been kind of faking it. I was explaining this to somebody, but if you've ever heard the dating, like when you first date somebody, and um when you first date somebody and you show them your best side for like 3 months, you know, or when somebody else does that to you, and then after that 3 months, they kind of like you begin to see like who they actually are. Apollo is quite literally the like um Apollo is quite literally Shirok's best foot forward. Um, like that's what it was. Um, and Apollo being a mask of sorts, an identity Shirok took on to survive in Evergreen. Um, yeah, so Apollo is originally fun little story. I think we talked about this in after party, but originally I because Apollo slash Shirok um was not intended to be a long term character. Um, I originally built Apollo as like part of the leadership of Evergreen. And then at one point, Brennan was like, I don't think that actually fits with some of the story things, because all the leadership in Evergreen are named after the Greek gods, right? Um, and so I was like, oh, okay, like totally fine. We can keep the name and kind of like let people interpret it if they want. Um, because at the end of the day, Apollo as a character is um not Apollo as a character is a character that was believed to be dead. Um, until and now kind of is. You all know at this point. But yeah, Apollo was a mask for Shirok to cope in general. Um, and was also like an effort for Shirok to be um almost like a better person than he was authentically, or what he believed was a better person. And so it's kind of like it's like how in a family, like uh things are less formal, right? In a family, you show your worst sides, um and like you don't care because they're your family. That's kind of like what becoming Shirok is. Um, like Shirok embracing themselves in front of the strangers. That's kind of what that is. Which is a little bit more brutal than they originally led people on to believe. Um, but because I feel like which I've also hinted at, right? Um, like Apollo trying to be a better person than they were in their past, and so um, yeah, that's all part of the character growth. So oh, that's okay. This side is coming together. This side might be done. I'm still gonna put one more on just to even it out. But even right now, like you can kind of see that the tab has disappeared. Maybe I'll take the TikTok version, put that on YouTube. You can kind of see. I'll do it up here for YouTube. Tab is disappearing um, as I add layers and layers. But personally, that is able to cope with the issues they have to face. Yeah, 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 yeah. It was a combination of a reinvention. Um, like Shirok's memory was fragmented, and I don't feel like you necessarily, at least in my head, you don't recover from that quickly. Um, like it's not something you just go, "Oh, I'm fine now." Like it's a process. So, all right. Um, since all of you are hanging out on YouTube, I think I'm gonna end my TikTok live. Um, because I'm not seeing much traffic on there, but we're chatting over here, so that'll make it easier. And cool. Okay. Okay. I am kind of cheating because I'm getting notes from Brennan on stuff. Okay. Also, he got trauma after trauma joining strangers, so he is. Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, like none of the strangers are okay, right? Like literally no one is okay. Like it's not happening. Uh, but you know, we we push on. We certainly do that. Okay, that's starting to look good. I'm gonna let that dry just a little bit longer. But this side is looking nice. This side is looking nice and smooth. I may do one more layer because it's pretty dry. Wait, the IRL Konami cheat code. Okay, I'm so sorry. You're gonna have to explain that to me. I don't. I'm not gonna lie. So, guys, I've had this liquid latex for like literally years at this point. And I'm trying to figure out if it's like nearing the end of its life or not. Um, I am beyond the point of trying to use tissue paper over here. I think. Um, like I can't tell if it's like actually liquid in there. Like, I mean, it clearly has some, but like, part of me is like, how much? Because it looks like it's just less and less. Anywho, I need a new Q-tip. I'd be more worried if they wouldn't deal with shit after reincarnating and going through that trauma again. Yeah, Shirok has like a really Shirok is a whole bag, a whole mess of brain, a whole mess of brain. That's actually a really great way to describe that character. A whole mess of brain. Yeah, it's not. I just need to like layer on a really fucking thick layer of latex here. I apologize if I'm not answering questions. I'm just trying to. My left side. This happens every time too. My left side always turns out really flawless, but the right side always like really struggles, and I never know why. And I typically try to be pretty slow and methodical so that it you know. Okay, so there is definitely liquid in there. I just kind of have to like. It's a lot of it is dry. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of dry liquid latex in this bottle. Said something about cheating. So I thought about old Konami cheat code for console, like up. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yes. That would be nice. I mean that left side is looking nice. The right side is looking a little jank, but honestly, it's gonna be fine. I'm not too worried about it. Yeah, I'm really excited. Okay. Oh my god, that's funny. Cool. Oh yeah, hilarious one might say. Um, fish cults. Oh my god. I'm glad people are enjoying that. I'm glad people are enjoying that short series. It was a lot of fun to put together. Okay. Yeah, it's just gonna be a little rumply on the right side, which like I said, it that kind of happens for whatever reason. I don't know why. Okay. time to put the mirror directly in front of my face. So you can kind of see this one is less, less seamless. This one is fully. This one looks kind of like it disappeared. Like this could be a vein. If YouTube even catches that. But now I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna use specifically a rubber mask grease paint, which is a makeup that is safe for prosthetics. Um, I basically what I'm gonna do is I'm going to try to get this to blend pretty quickly here, using a combination of colors, and then I'm gonna set it, and then I'm gonna go in with like the makeup that's already on my face, essentially. Um, the thing that does kind of suck about um this is that because this is significantly paler, I do actually have to use like a darker, almost like more like coverage foundation, and I have to kind of build up to it. Um, to like the tone that's on the rest of my skin, which is it's just part of the process. Um, also, the darker this seam is, the more it recedes. Um, so it's not as visible whenever you use like an actual. You know me so. Hey, wake you up. Hey, All right, that's one side getting kind of set. And if I need to, I'll go back over it. I've never used like pressed powder. I've always used like loose powder for setting. Um, so this is kind of interesting, like testing out this product. It was just what was available. Huh, that's so funny. I spent so long blending the colors together on my finger that like whatever's left literally just like glazed over um this side so fucking fast. So I may not even need to really change up this color that much. Just I think really funny. It makes my life easier, actually, because it means that I spend a lot of time over there and I spend no time over here. a little discolored over here. Not sure that there's much getting around that. Maybe with all right. There's that, and now the finishing touches. Got my ears blended. They look semi-natural. And if I were going for a jewelry-less look, I would just do the same thing that I did on the temples, essentially, with the edges. So I'm gonna zoom in here so you can actually see what's going on. But you can see this side. You can see this seam is blended. This side is not. That is because I have a nice ear cuff that I'm just going to slip on over that seam. I love ear cuffs. I get mine from Ardani because they're hypoallergenic, or at least the ones I have or I get from them are. They also actually have allergy-free prosthetics. Like if you have a latex allergy, you can actually get your prosthetics from them. They have options for you, which is I think really cool. Also, not sponsored. I just actually really, really love their product. I've been using Ardani's ears for like since I was a sophomore in high school. Um, so big fan of theirs. And same thing, covering up that seam with a little piece of jewelry. Um, Another thing that's nice about using the jewelry is that it also um it brings attention to the ears, which is kind of fun. This one may need to be adjusted a little bit more. They are not like I will say like you still want to be careful um with them just because they are a metal thing that you're like technically clamping onto your ear. Um, but Ardani's pretty good about making like pretty soft edges that feel very nice. So, or at least not as bad as they could be. Okay, there we go. Um, these are probably not going to move anywhere. If I really thought they were going to move anywhere, I would actually get I would get liquid latex, or I would use my spirit gum and just kind of glue the edges in. However, this is the process. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and hop off, go take a break, maybe take a nap, grab some coffee, and I will see you all at 5 here in about 2 hours. Mwah! Love you all. Bye.